Story RH, the podcast that makes a long story short.
Welcome to all.
History is made of stories.
In this episode, we'll be talking about the difference between potential and performance.
Some managers believe an employee who hits their targets or rises above the expectations of the job has potential, but that doesn't always hold true.
Everyone is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. This popular quote is frequently, although no doubt mistakenly, attributed to Einstein. Still, it neatly captures the problem of distinguishing between potential and performance. So, what's the story?
Performance comes down to the way a person sees an outcome, and it's relative. We decide whether the outcome indicates performance, and we do that using our rearview mirror. Performance looks to the past, whereas potential looks to the future.
Saying someone has potential is like saying they have more to give. Potential is the promise of future results, but it doesn't guarantee those results.
So, someone who has potential can fail to perform.
In a 100 meters race, Usain Bolt has the potential to get a great result, and we know that result will probably be an impressive performance. But if he doesn't toe the start line because he doesn't feel like racing, or if he's injured on the day of the race, then his potential won't lead to performance.
Performance depends on context and circumstances. Just because you don't perform on the day in your current job does not mean you'll always fail to perform.
There are plenty of reasons why potential may not lead to performance. I might not have the right skill set for the job I'm doing, or my department might just be badly organized, making it hard for everyone to work together and deliver the expected results. Or there might be a lack of resources.
A lumberjack with the potential to produce a lot of timber won't get far without trees or axe.
Or he just might not feel like chopping, which brings us to motivation. A lot of things have to fall into place before potential produces results and performance. Potential is no guarantee of performance.
But what if we turn things around? Does performance reflect potential?
Running 100 meters in 11 seconds is an impressive performance, but that doesn't mean you have the potential to run the distance in 10 seconds. Just because someone performs well does not mean they can do a lot better.
Plus, there are plenty of situations in which the level of performance wasn't necessarily the result of any particular level of skill. There might be lots of outside factors at play, not to mention a stroke of luck.
A one-off performance doesn't mean a person has the potential to regularly reproduce that performance or improve on it. And just because a person has been in a job for a while, that doesn't mean they're ready to take on more responsibility.
Some people excel in their jobs, never make mistakes, and regularly hit their production targets, and they should be rewarded for doing so. But that still doesn't mean they're ready to take on more responsibility. By moving up to a management position, for example.
Having potential, like the promise of future capability, means having the potential to improve, take on new responsibilities, handle more ambitious projects, and take on a new job. The potential to grow.
And we're not just talking about climbing the corporate ladder. Potential can come in other shapes and forms, like taking on more complex projects.
There's a big difference between what a person is able to achieve in a specific context and what that person could achieve in a different context.
A person's performance is tied to results that were seen as reflecting a given level of performance, whereas their potential is the likelihood they will obtain a given level of performance in the future, either in the same job or in a different job.
To recap, performance involves looking to the past and is linked to the conditions in which results were achieved, whereas potential is the promise of results in the future, in a different context. Achieving a given level of performance is not the same as having potential, and having potential is no guarantee of future performance. Is that right?
Exactly right. Way to make a long story short. Story RH, the podcast that makes a long story short.